I'm not jealous. Okay, yes I am. I've been competing with this house for years.
Every break I get now is attached to Youngwood Court. It looks like I'm going to always have to be the opening act for my house.
I have to face reality and throw in the towel.
It's all about
Youngwood Court.
Can you believe this house has its own theme song?
Youngwood Court.
Well, the name of this show is just Norwood.
Yes, that's crazy.
Previously on Just Norwood.
Welcome back to the Ride Steve Harvey Morning Show. It's got interesting in here. In LA, everybody knows who this guy is. Not him, but his house.
I am determined to reestablish myself in the music industry because I'm sick and tired of being known now as the guy with that house. So I decided that I was going to pull out all the stops and hire someone to promote my new single, Eighth Wonder of the World, and to promote my newly formed record label, Norwood. Her name was Silky Greene. Silky Greene. Now, Silky Greene was a little old lady. She walked on a cane and she had thinning hair. How are you?
Wonderful now that I see your handsome
Okay,
face.
okay, it's good to see you.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You did something different.
Did I? A couple things I did different. Come on in.
It's good to see you, Norwood.
Good to see you too, son. But she had a great personality and said all the right things, full of compliments.
That is so nice.
Thank you.
We were on the phone at the time, and she says, well, I'm going to need about 160 grand. I said, that's not going to happen. So she calls me back in less than 5 minutes and says, you know, I think we can do it for 40. Now, I should have known then and there that if you can do the same thing for 40 grand versus 160 grand, that it was a scam. She says, okay, I need the money tomorrow. We have to have this money tomorrow in order for them to get this thing going. Me being anxious, okay, let's go. I then go to the bank with Silky, and that was another thing with Silky. She never had a proper bank account.
Wasn't like I had the funds in my bank account.
Either my assistant Ace had to wire the money to your local Walmart.
I need to know specifically, like the $40,000
Right.
that I gave you. I need to know where that went.
Okay.
I just started getting these weird vibes, and I said, you know, I'm going to slow this whole process down and wait till after the new year to pick it up again.
Just let me be frank about why it doesn't look good.
Right.
It doesn't look good because I gave you a cashier's check on the 9th of October. On the 10th, it was cashed. On the 12th, I said, slow down. On the 19th of October, you said to me, it's obvious that I'm unhappy. Between me and you, I thought we were close enough that it wouldn't come down to anything like this. And again, I want to move forward. I'm doing a new single, the whole nine.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And that's where the $40,000 would be useful. But I need to know where that is.
Okay. Absolutely, like what I told you from the problem that existed. It wasn't like I had the funds in my bank account waiting to disperse. I had started certain contacts of people that I deal with got put into place.
Okay, those are the people that I'm going to need references and telephone numbers.
Okay,
so
I
that's,
can give you
that's
references in regards to who specifically, like Elroy Smith.
We listen to a variety of artists, whether they are established or not.
Anybody that you gave money to, you should have record for.
Oh, of course I have records.
Okay, so that should be the premise of our next meeting.
Okay.
Because I can't move any further until I can account for my $40,000.
I hear you. That's fair.
You see?
That's fair.
I just need to know where my $40,000 is, and I need it to make sense.
I then went back in my mind and tried to re-step how I met Silky. And I met her through a man named Larry Yates.
Let me ask you another question. Did you know that Larry Yates was on a fraud website?
I had no idea.
The man, Larry Yates, that introduced me to Silky Green, after doing research on him, is all over the internet on a website, and he's a qualified fraud.
No, I had no idea. None whatsoever. And I'm sure you see on the same files, I've never been on anything negatively in regards to business or even personal, so no.
No, that's not necessarily true.
I also found out that Silky Green, let me see, has 3 different social security numbers.
If I had a private investigator, and you
Okay.
have like 3 social security numbers.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll show them to you.
Please show that to me.
I'll show them to you.
I know
today.
for a fact I don't.
I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna show it to you.
Oh, this must have been the private investigator who didn't do a very good job, who drove up to my house one day, got caught.
It's probably the same person. You're probably.
Good, I'm glad to know who he is finally.
So I then called Silky and I said, hey, Silk, just bring me the check back and let's revisit this thing and start again in January. Silky then informs me she can't give me my money back. She's paid these 5 individuals in 5 different parts of the country in 2 days. That's a picture of you and Lorna, who I wrote the check out to.
Yes.
And then even down to the final check, it had to be written out to a woman named Lorna Williams. I'll take the checkbook. Lorna Williams was, she said to me, was her business partner and a partner that was on her board and this, that, and the other. After research, Silky has no board. That's Lorna, who you said was your business partner that you own the house with.
Yes, exactly.
I found out that the Lorna Williams involved was possibly her partner, not in business, her partner. They own a home together.
Well, there's nothing illegal about that.
Nothing at all, but it is very illegal to have 3 social security numbers.
I know that.
Well, here they are. Silky Green uses the
dates
following
of those?
numbers. It doesn't matter, we were only born with one. Okay, so you have to understand these red flags. You have to understand it.
Sure,
You have to
absolutely.
So coupled with all of this stuff and the check being cashed the next day and this, that, and the other, you gotta understand my situation.
Oh, sure, no problem.
So when can I expect from you the names and the individuals that I can have?
Within a week.
Okay, so I'm good. This is all I needed. So once you give me those names and I call and everything is fine and I have no more insecurities about any of this stuff, we can move forward. All right, nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
My advice would be, never trust anybody that has a name that sounds like a racehorse. Silky Green in the 5th.
Obviously, she doesn't have my money, but she needs to try to figure out how to make payments or work it out.
Some call it chutzpah. Some call it a lot of nerve. I call it just plain crazy.
Hello?
Now, I thought I made it perfectly clear in our last meeting what I expected from Silky Green and what I expected to hear about my $40,000.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that she's come to some resolution regarding my money and how we were going to move forward. As it turns out, Silky Green was crazy enough to call me and ask me for more money.
No, say that again. Will I write you a check what?
Silky Green is crazy.
If you wrote me a check, keep it till Tuesday.
She asked me if I could loan her $1,000 to pay her rent. Silky Green is a true player.
I have to think about that, Silk, because me and you and money are not really cool.
I'm getting ready to call Troy Sheldon. Troy Sheldon is the person that I hired to be a consultant for Norwood Records.
In terms of radio and promotion, Troy Sheldon is the man.
Ace, could you get Troy on the phone for me, please?
Old school or new school music, he knows everybody.
How are you this morning, man?
I'm fine, sir. Yourself?
Good. So listen, the reason I'm calling Troy is I need to talk to you about what you found out regarding Silky Green.
When this went down, he was the man to call. He knows how to get the money and get you put in jail.
Norwood, I've known you since you were 16.
Yes, you have.
You called me up and told me your problem, and
Right.
you said that I need some help.
Right.
Would you do this for me?
Right.
And just me calling around to various industry people,
Yes.
you found one person who knew who she was.
Amazing. Only one person knew who Silky Green was.
One person out of all the people you called, only one person knew who she was.
All the people that I knew, and the information that came back wasn't favorable at all.
And that one person had nothing nice to say.
As far as George Threat and Arlene Terry, I don't know the association or affiliation. But as far as the third party, Mr. Smith,
Yes.
there's There is no known association, and he has no idea who she is.
And what made matters worse is that Elroy Smith ended up being one of Troy Shelton's best friends. So Troy took it personally at this point.
Because when I asked her about Mr. Smith, she said that he was in France and he couldn't be available for a conference call today. Do you know if he's in France or not?
No, he's not. He's in Philadelphia.
He's in Philadelphia. Okay.
That was interesting.
She said that she was the only West Coast board member of the National Black Programmers Coalition. What's up with that?
Silky Green kept telling me that she was a high-ranking official in the National Black Programmers Coalition. And it did exist 20 years ago.
Organization really isn't functioning. A few of the people still get together.
Okay.
But as far as it being a viable organization within the industry, so they really weren't doing too much on an industry-wide basis.
Now, giving Silky Green the benefit of the doubt, dementia may be setting in. I mean, she could be living today in yesteryear. So, I mean, maybe she can get airplay from then, in her mind.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think the company was defrauded $40,000.
The minute I found out that I had actually been robbed, that I had actually been violated, all my Christianity almost went out the window. I couldn't believe that out of the kindness of my heart, I let this little old lady beat me out of my hard-earned money. I wanted to kill somebody.
All right, man. Thank you very much for the heads up. So I'm going to call you back with her, and we'll play it by ear and see what it is.
Okay, my man.
All right.
Good.
One love, man.
At this point, I'm on to Silky Green. I've been on to Silky Green for quite some time. But I decided that I was going to play it very, very cool and be just as manipulative as she. I decided that I'd give her enough rope to hang herself. The setup.
Hey.
Don't you look so delicious?
Did this woman steal my $40,000 and have the nerve to come in this meeting with the same outfit on?
I'm doing business. That's what I'm doing.
Now, I know Silky could afford another jogging suit. After all, she got $40,000.
How my picture got on the floor? You know him?
I intentionally found a picture of Elroy Smith just so I could see if Silky Green even knew what the man looked like.
Yes.
See?
Wow. You deal with important people, almost as important as yourself.
Wow, you know some important people. You're right.
Okay, let's go to the other room.
Here we go.
That was so good. She has no idea who that is. So I just have to figure out a way to go back and ask her. You said you knew who that picture was. Who was it?
Okay, it's on now.
So we have Elroy Smith's signature,
Yes.
George Threat's signature,
Yes.
and Arlene Terry's signature.
Absolutely.
I told Silky Green that at our next meeting she had to come with contracts signed by the people she gave my money to. Now these persons were George Threat, Arlene Terry, and Elroy Smith. The only problem was all three contracts were in the same handwriting.
We'll call Arlene Terry.
I call her on the cell.
Everybody that Silky Green gave my money to, I wanted to speak with.
Hi, Arlene.
So I spoke with Arlene Terry. That was interesting.
I'm in the office of the Mr. Norwood Young.
Hello, Mr. Young.
So listen, the reason why I've desired this conference call is just because, number one, I've never met you. And upon my Google searches and whatever, it doesn't give me any information as well. So what do you do specifically now?
I do jazz at WJZZ here in Atlanta, Georgia.
One of the Radio 1 stations that.
Via one.
As a personality, okay. So how would you, being a jazz personality, come into play with the Norwood Young project, with Just Norwood, with the CD?
I have contacted Clear Channel and Cox Communications.
Okay, so now we've contacted them. Okay, fine, we've picked up the phone, we've contacted them. What's the next step?
Well, the next step would be to tell them about you.
Okay, and after that? Okay, and then after that?
After that would be hopefully to arrange a meeting or set up an interview where you guys could exchange information
Lay
about
the
product,
record, get the
what's available,
airplay.
what it is.
The only contradictory thing I have here is that you use the word interview and hopes. What I planned on hearing is the record is getting played, boom, 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 because it's a $10,000 contract here.
Right.
And the only thing that's going to reference this to you, Silky, is that this kind of sounds like payola, which I don't deal with at all.
No, it's not.
But that's what the way the contract is written up is just payola-ish. It says Arlene Terry and associates have been paid a fee of $10,000 for the completion of the below mentioned responsibilities. And the first one is to provide medium and heavy rotation airplay in the cities of Miami and DC. Sounds like money for rotations. Arlene, I'd like to fly in. Now, where are you? Because your area code says Phoenix. Is a Phoenix area code?
That's Michelle code.
I work in the Phoenix market as well.
Okay, I need to fly in and meet you and see what's going on.
Okay,
Okay?
it'll work.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You do the
Take
same.
care, Renee.
You too, honey.
Who's Renee?
That's my middle name.
Silky Renee Green.
So you guys are really close.
Yeah, I've been on it for, oh God, forever.
Those two in cahoots.
I need to call Troy, do a conference call with Troy.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Blessed, man.
Good. Hold on one second. I have Silky Green here.
Hello, Troy.
How are you going to proceed with this record?
Yes.
And with your promotional staff that you have? Who are they again?
The Elroy Smith of WGCI.
I have his contract here, right?
Yes,
Did he
yes,
sign?
you do. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Arlene Terry, as well as George Threat, me being on the board of directors of the National Black Programmers Coalition. We will be receiving airplay from every urban station.
He just kept going on and on.
Load literally the CD out, whichever single it might be, from the West Coast to the East Coast.
East Coast to the West Coast. Man, she has so much game.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't go gold.
I was just getting tired because I knew it was just a bunch of bull.
From top to bottom, the state of Georgia is completely covered. We also have the city of Chicago, as well as Philadelphia and Detroit.
At one point, I got up and closed the doors because nobody was getting out of that room without this being straightened out.
There have been a couple of stations that have been having problems trying to decide who to start with as far as the
I
single.
just couldn't take it no more.
Did you recognize that other gentleman that I showed you in my office, in the photograph?
He looked familiar, but
You
I don't
don't know
know.
who he is?
No,
Okay.
no, he looks very familiar.
Okay.
I knew she didn't know who that man was. He looks familiar. Okay.
So here's the situation. I need you to, at this point, because I've had it. I've had it, I'm in my wit's end. And I feel like I'm tired of going back and forth. So it's time to pay the piper. I need you to tell Silky everything that you found out.
It's on now. Let's play.
I'm speechless. Miss Green, Silk, calls checking around on you. And
Okay.
who you are.
And?
And as far as representing some of the people that you say work for you, so especially in the case of Elroy Smith,
Yes.
there's no idea who you are.
Okay.
But you
This-
have his signature, and the photograph that I just showed you that you don't know who it is, that's Elroy Smith.
Oh, okay.
Busted.
You could have said anybody in the world, but you said one of my best friends and closest colleagues.
Okay.
You lied to me and said to me that you would give me my money back. Then after you lied and said to me you give me, after you lied, I'm going to give you a chance to speak.
Please, I
I want you to
appreciate
speak.
it.
You,
Okay.
please, you're going to speak.
Please.
Then you're going to get it.
Okay.
And then, boy, are you. Then after you told me you were going to give me my money back, then you said to me, well, I've already spent them. And I gave you the check on the 9th. On the 10th, you had cashed the check.
Of
On the
course.
12th, when I said don't do it, so you're trying to tell me that you got George Threat, Arlene Terry, and Elroy Smith in a matter of 3 days and gave them the money. I'm
That's
not
not
done.
what I said.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
And that's
Then
not
I'm
what I
not
said.
done. Well, then you're going to rectify what you said as soon as I'm done.
Good, please.
Yeah, please, right. So then...
This is a big fiasco.
No, it is not a big
It really is.
fiasco. Here's the situation, Silky.
What is the
You
situation?
lied. You were misrepresented.
I was so mad, man. I just started making up words. words.
You fraudulated.
Fraudulated. I was just reaching. It didn't matter. I was making up stuff. She fraudulated me.
You forged.
Right.
You're going to jail unless you sign this amendment.
Right.
If you sign this resolution, there's
Then
not
I
a
have
problem.
to read what I'm signing.
Well, I need you to sign
Let me
it.
read what I'm
You
signing.
need to
Let me
read
get
it.
my glasses. I need to go to my car and get my glasses before I sign anything.
Okay, well, I'm gonna walk with you.
Okay,
Right.
let's do that.
Let's do that. You know what? Let me read it to you. I'll read it to you.
No, I have to
I'll
read it myself.
Well, here's a copy for you, and I'm gonna
Okay,
read it to
good.
you
Let's
too.
read it while I'm going to my car.
No, I'm not going to your car.
Why did you just say you were going to
I
my
changed my
car?
mind.
Okay,
I
fine.
changed my
Then
mind.
whatever.
I changed my mind. In fact, I'll read it to you and you'll get a copy.
Good.
Right.
At least if I sign it, I
They
vote
said
it.
that right, because you don't have to sign it, because you can just go to jail. As represented in this document on this fourth
Are
day
you
of February.
stopping me from walking out?
Yes, because we're in a meeting.
No, you can't legally stop me from walking out.
And you can't legally fraudulently take $40,000 from me.
Honey, I don't
Get
need
to know it, baby. As
$40,000.
represented in this document on this 44th day of February, whereas represented by you, Silky Green has misrepresented and stated complete falsehoods in regard to her ability, the ability of her company, named associates, subcontractors, and hired agents to provide the services of guaranteed radio airplay in heavy and medium rotation
I
in
never
P1
said
markets.
guaranteed.
I have a contract that says you said it.
No, it
And that-
doesn't say guaranteed.
Yeah, it does.
No,
I'll
it
pull it out,
shows.
pull it out.
Please, pull it out,
Let me finish
please.
this first. Let me
Yeah,
finish
you
this
finish
first.
your preaching. You finish
I'm
your
not preaching. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes,
finish
you
my
are.
preaching, baby.
Go
Get
ahead,
saved
Big
right
John.
now, sweetie. Get saved, because you're
what?
going to jail.
Oh.
This example, National Black Programmers Coalition,
Yes.
that no longer exists.
That's not
That
true.
no longer
Oh,
exists.
no, honey, I can
That
make
no
a call
longer
on that.
exists. You've been
That's a
making,
lie.
you just made a fraudulent
You-
call with Arlene Terry.
No, that's not true. That part is not true.
That part was not true. All the other stuff was true, but that part was not true.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. These terms and conditions of remedy are non-negotiable and to be executed within 30 days of signature. Furthermore, this document will not be placed in front of you to ever sign again after today. Once signature is negated, you are open for prosecution charges, grand